Hi, this is Solider, and today we will be reviewing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. This game was released in September of 2021 and was created by Cypriot Games and Owlcat Studios. Published by Meta Publishing, Wrath of the Righteous is based off a tabletop game, Pathfinder, the role-playing game. Wrath of the Righteous takes place in Golarion. Demon armies have come to overtake the world, and our hero is here to stop them. The game is a story of how a hero and his companions rise to the challenge. When I started the game, I was overwhelmed by the number of choices I had to make a character with. The game was daunting at first. With so many character choices, it took lots of time to go through each of the options. Lots of reading was involved. The complexity of character creation can literally take some people hours to go through, especially if you are not familiar with the Pathfinder tabletop system. That being said, Cypriot and Owlcat did a wonderful job making detailed notes and easy graphic representations of class progression to help show new players what to expect from the classes as they level up through the game. On normal difficulty, it would be hard to progress through the story without some character planning. The game had several challenge curves throughout. Someone who hasn't really planned their character or team would have an extremely hard time finishing the game. Around halfway through the game, there would be roadblocks that would make it hard to progress if special attention wasn't paid to how the group was formed and built. Building your character and team with specific roles will make the game easier, not just for combat, but for skills as well. On normal difficulty and up, if you want to succeed, you will need to become an expert of your character and team members' skills and abilities. You will also want a good spread of skills across the team to handle various role-playing and environmental scenarios in the game. To make the game even more interesting, they added a mythic class progression path that changes the shape of the game entirely. Without spoiling any of the options, these different paths will give the player powerful special abilities that will influence the outcome of the game. These mythic paths and class options give the game a lot of replayability. My first run of the game on normal difficulty ran 300 hours long. A lot of that time was spent reading and exploring because I am new to the Pathfinder system. The game went from level 1 to 20, my character was a human wizard, and I felt that the game started off easy enough to learn how to play, but hard enough to make you think before you act. Since some of the mythic classes are hidden, I won't say much more about it other than it made your character feel powerful as you went along, and it sure felt awesome progressing through the story with that particular path I chose. I haven't played through all the mythic paths, but I certainly hope that they are just as fun as the one I played. The story was immersive, and there was a lot of it. While I did spend a lot of time reading what was going on and reading the lore books that I found along the way, I don't think I came anywhere close to digesting all of it. I am sure I missed some story elements due to character choices as they have serious consequences and impacts in this game. At some point, you start leading armies of your own in a crusade against the demon hordes. This part of the game was okay. It reminded me of the old Heroes of Might and Magic games. You had to maintain logistics of your armies and recruit your armies. There's even an event system that influences how you manage your armies and the crusades. It's basically a minigame that you must play to progress. It's all handled at a high level except for the battles. I personally found this part boring at first, but once you progress further down your mythic path, these become more interesting. Overall, I found this game to be very challenging and fun, but I can see it won't be for everyone because this is not a game for the casual RPG player. It's like reading a novel. It has a certain pace, and it's easy to miss things if you don't explore. This game also requires patience. You can't learn it all in one day, and trial and error is a huge part of the learning process. In this segment of the video, we're going to talk about the following topics: story, game mechanics, learning curve, fun, and replayability. Starting with story, the game was engaging. I had a hard time stopping, and time flew by fast when playing the game. Your choices had some firm impacts on the outcome of the story. The companions all had their backstories. The main story and the battle between heaven and the abyss was very well done. Many twists and turns along the way. The storytelling was masterfully done. I am looking forward to my next playthrough. Moving on to mechanics. There are many game mechanics. Magic, martial skills, social skills, so many ways to build a character. Combat is complex and very strategic if you play on normal difficulties and up. The magic in this game adds another depth to combat. The skills for roleplay in this game are needed to help find clues about what is going on, and building characters to help with those situations can save you a lot of headache later. You can literally spend hours learning all the different mechanics involved, but you will only need to understand a few to make it through the game. On to learning curve. The learning curve is steep if you want to understand it all. There are tutorials, but they take time to go through them all. On normal difficulty and up, I don't think it'll be easy unless you have a properly built team. That is, of course, you don't mind loading save games and letting RNG Jesus do the fighting for you. Combat has many nuances, and the types of attacks and how you approach fights matter. Learning how to build characters and how to set up your skills and feats for success takes time, testing, and trial and error. Wrath doesn't pull any punches in the mid to late game, and it will be entirely possible for you to get stuck because of poor character planning. While you can learn while playing and leveling up, it's possible to miss important features because they were buried in class information or feats that you don't have prerequisites for. Fortunately, there is no shortage of internet help to get you some ideas on how to build characters and teammates for success. Talking about fun, this game was fun to play through with my class in Mythic Path. It was a long road, but I enjoyed most of the journey. I think some rough spots for me was how long it would take to build armies sufficient to take out the demon armies in the Crusade mode. Some of the puzzles also felt like they were just guessed the right solution. If there were pieces to the puzzle that helped gave a solution, I had to have missed them. Most of them that I found that were guessworks, I just broke down and looked up the solutions on the internet because I didn't want to spend hours trying to fiddle with them to figure out the right solution. Now we're going to talk about replayability. Now I haven't unlocked all the mythic paths, but I know of at least 8 right now. Not only that, but these mythic paths can work with any of the ridiculous number of classes available in the game. The choices were numerous, and God only knows how many endings are possible. Definitely something that I can play over and over again and get many more hours of enjoyment if I so chose. Talking about some pros of the game. The artwork, maps, and models for the game were very beautiful. The sound effects were very good. Really loved the music. The voice actors did an amazing job for the parts that were voice acted. Tabletop mechanics transferred well from the game. Lots of engaging and interesting story elements available if you are so inclined. And character choices felt very impactful. Moving on to cons. The summon creatures, while they worked technically, the AI made some very dumb combat choices and would often get killed unnecessarily. The game would sometimes need to be restarted because it would become slow. Characters would get stuck or not move properly, breaking immersion in the game as I had to reload games or old save files. Having no experience in the Pathfinder system and making many mistakes on character party creation, the difficulty curve on normal was very difficult to overcome. RNG Jesus was not kind to me at all during my playthrough. Overall, the game was worth every penny to play through. It is currently available on Steam or Epic for around $50. I've seen it on sale for about $20. I have spent 300 hours playing this game on my first playthrough. I had fun most of the time learning how to play and experiencing the story with my unique choices. I felt the impacts when I made bad choices, and I grew excited when I made great choices. It was truly a great experience, and the people of Cypriot Games and Owlcat Studios deserve some credit for a well-made game. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video useful at all, it will help me if you could like and subscribe in order to help other people see this channel as well. Thank you.